what I'm talking about. Hey, listen. Can I talk to y'all for a second?
Bad time to get quiet.
When I was in a dark space, a really dark space, I heard a story. A story that it challenged me in a lot of ways. And it was about this man who loved God. And he heard from God. And one day God said, hey, I need you to do me a favor. I need you to go down to the base of this mountain in Israel. There's a giant rock. I need you to push it for me. Every day, just go down there and push that rock for me. So the man says, you are God and I'm your servant. So he goes down the mountain and he goes to the rock. It's a giant rock. And he begins to push and push. And day after day, he comes down the hill and he wakes up and he goes to that rock and he begins to push and push and push. And after many months of coming down that hill and pushing on that rock, the enemy was down there waiting on him. He gets down the hill. The enemy says, servant of the Most High God, why do you continue to come down here and push this rock? And the man says, because God has told me to. And he says, surely your God has you on a fool's errand. Surely he does not consider your health, does not consider you as a person. And the man says, why would you say something like that? And the enemy said, because for months you've been pushing this same rock and you haven't moved it an inch. And the man looked and he said, you're right. I haven't moved it an inch. And the enemy said, surely he's wasting your time. There's so many more productive things you could be doing, but you can't move this rock. The man said, you're right. I'm wasting my time. And he goes back home up the mountain and he stays in his house for days. And a few days go by and he hears the voice of the Lord saying, my son, where have you been? I haven't seen you at our rock pushing lately. Man says, God, listen, I keep coming down this hill every day for months. And I push this rock and it hasn't moved an inch. I can't move it. It's a foolish mission. And the Lord said, son, who told you to move it? I never said move the rock. See, if you haven't noticed, your arms are stronger. You're able to carry water for the widows who haven't been able to carry their water. If you haven't noticed, your legs are stronger. You're able to help those in need do so many things. And you've been able to build houses for people who needed houses. You've been able to cook. Your endurance is way up. You've been able to serve me in so many ways, all because you were pushing that rock. I never told you to move the rock. I told you to push the rock. I was going through a dark time. And that story encouraged me because sometimes, y'all, it feels like we are pushing with all our might, trying to get a breakthrough, trying to make something happen. And we're like, God, nothing is happening. But the whole time God is saying, I'm working on something you don't know about. I'm doing things in your life that you don't have a clue about. Don't be afraid of the dark because God does his best work in the dark. Trust the process because there is no progress without pain. There is no triumph without trials. And so the next time you're struggling, I want you to begin to thank God in the midst of the pain. I want you to bless God in the midst of what you're dealing with.